In a surprising turn of events, Warner Bros. Decided to move the release date of Dune Part 2 from November 2023 to March 2024. While the rescheduling was reported to be a calculated move to benefit from actor-led promotions, the decision has sparked questions regarding other potential hidden motives. In this video, I'd like to cover a few suspicions many are having regarding the move, and why the reasons given by the studio for the delay may not be the full story. The first installment of Dune was an awards season darling, coming in with 10 Oscar nominations and walking away with 6 awards in technical categories of Best Production Design, Cinematography, Film Editing, Sound, Visual Effects, and Original Score. The film was lauded for its grandeur, visual artistry, and immersive storytelling, all of which are generally hallmarks of an Oscar-winning director. Despite these wins, however, many, including myself, were appalled that Denis Villeneuve was conspicuously snubbed when he didn't even receive a nomination for Best Director, especially given the recognition received for the technical departments that he himself oversaw as director. These kinds of oversights have only fueled the growing skepticism surrounding the credibility of the Academy Awards, which has been viewed as a contributing factor in the significant decline in viewership over the past decade. Unfortunately, what happened with Dune Part 1 is par for the course, as the Academy has a historical preference for films that they perceive as more serious or important. These are often dramas, biographies, or period pieces that are seen as making significant cultural or artistic statements. Sadly, science fiction, despite its often complex themes and storytelling techniques, tends to be overlooked in favor of genres traditionally deemed more worthy of their highbrow accolades. Additionally, the blockbuster nature of Dune, with its grand visual effects and action sequences, no doubt also contributed to its director being overlooked. Films with blockbuster ambitions, especially in the realm of science fiction, often carry the stigma of being primarily entertainment spectacles. The prevalent bias suggests that these films excel in technical brilliance, but may lack the emotional or thematic depth the Academy often seeks when doling out certain nominations. Despite Dune's critical acclaim and accolades in technical categories, the Academy seemed inclined to categorize it as mere spectacle, overlooking its true nature as a profound artistic work that highlights Frank Herbert's culturally significant human themes and lessons. When evaluating the competitive landscape for Dune in 2023, 2 other blockbusters, Barbie and Oppenheimer, loom large as potential rivals. Barbie, with its woman-centered narrative, features conversations about gender roles, which would certainly give it an edge in a climate increasingly sensitive to these issues. Additionally, Oppenheimer, a period piece rooted in historical events, fits snugly into the Academy's comfort zone of what they consider to be serious and important films. Given the Academy's historical bias against science fiction and fantasy genres, these 2 films could very well eclipse Dune Part 2 in attracting the lion's share of attention and accolades. Further complicating Dune's path to Oscar recognition are 2 potential heavyweight entrants directed by cinema legends. Martin Scorsese's Killers of the Flower Moon, with an all-star cast, serves as another period piece based on a non-fiction novel, a genre that has traditionally found favor with the Academy. Scorsese's own history of Oscar nominations and wins adds an extra layer of allure, making any film he directs a likely awards magnet. Meanwhile, Ridley Scott's Napoleon, starring Joaquin Phoenix, adds yet another historical drama to the mix. Sadly, despite its artistic and technical brilliance, Dune would likely find itself on the outside looking in, as it competes against films that seem to better align with the Academy's long-standing preferences. Given that the first Dune installment was a powerhouse in the area of technical awards, its absence clears the path for Oppenheimer to potentially sweep these categories, providing it with momentum that could translate into wins in more prestigious categories, like Best Picture or Best Director. In regards to Dune Part 2, moving the release to March 2024 could theoretically provide a more equitable battleground for Villeneuve, particularly if it places him in a year with less stiff competition in the directing category. A recent article by Variety brought out the historical precedents of the Academy warming up to film franchises as they evolve and prove their artistic mettle over time. Peter Jackson's The Lord of the Rings saga is a prime example. While the franchise's second installment, The Two Towers, missed out on a directing nomination for Peter Jackson, it seemed to set the stage for the triumph that was to come. The third and final film, The Return of the King, not only earned a directing nod for Jackson, but went on to sweep the Oscars, winning all 11 of its nominated categories, including Best Picture and Best Director. This could offer a glimmer of hope for fans of Dune who would like to see appropriate recognition for its director, Denis Villeneuve. While Villeneuve was snubbed for a directing nomination for the first installment of Dune, this oversight could serve as a stepping stone to greater recognition as the franchise continues. In a similar vein to The Lord of the Rings, the second Dune installment could find itself better positioned to not only receive nominations, but also to win in categories that eluded the original. In my opinion, Warner Bros.' decision to delay Dune Part 2 could be a calculated risk aimed at capitalizing on the marketing power that prestigious awards tend to bring. The studio has had its share of flops and critically panned films in recent months and years. Positioning Dune Part 2 for a better shot at accolades could serve as a strong marketing strategy to boost both its immediate financial prospects and its upcoming slate of films. This seems especially relevant given the uncertain future of theatrical releases as the industry grapples with the aftermath of the latest writers and actors strike. With Barbie's financial and critical success in 2023, Warner Bros. Could essentially set the stage for Dune Part 2 to follow suit in 2024, thereby creating a storyline of success that could benefit the studio in its efforts to bring additional projects to market in the future. As a fan of the science fiction and fantasy genres that have seen diminishing recognition from various awards bodies, my respect for such accolades has waned. It's hard not to see these awards organizations as politically driven and overly influenced by the insular world of Hollywood. Nevertheless, regardless of how much weight one might give to these Hollywood institutions, there's no denying that everyone involved in adapting Frank Herbert's Dune deserves recognition for their talent and hard work. Denis Villeneuve and the various departments involved have created an epic film that is thematically resonant and technically brilliant. I have no doubt that such recognition would be profoundly meaningful to all the teams working behind the scenes to bring this two-part epic to life. But I'm curious to know what you think about the speculated reasons for the Dune Part 2 delay. Do you think Warner Bros.' decision to move Dune Part 2's release was partially motivated by the pursuit of awards? Let me know your thoughts in the comment section below. I hope you enjoyed this video. Leave a like if you did, and be sure to subscribe for more Dune and other sci-fi and fantasy news and lore. And if you're looking for other ways to show your appreciation, you can check out my Patreon page, where members get access to exclusive perks. Thank you all so much for your support, and as always, have a very nerdy day.